Hey, y'all. It's Rick here with Uncommon Communion, recording on Friday evening for you to watch on Saturday. I had planned and hoped to write this evening in my new Lent 2026 format. And you know what? As I was putting together the format, putting together the template of the parts that I will be reflecting on and sharing, it took me a little longer than expected. So rather than write in that template for the first time today, I am going to wait until Sunday, hopefully, to write. Although I do have a busy Saturday night, so if you see a video on for Sunday morning, that's why. But that is in the future and not in the present. So I do want to take this opportunity to share with you something kind of special and memorable from Friday morning. And then, of course, are on to Psalm 52, which is a short one and a little bit of a different one than we have heard before. Although, in many ways, it goes all the way back to the very first psalm that we reflected on. Let's begin, though, as we always begin, especially in this Lenten season, recognizing and realizing and opening our hearts more completely to the holy presence of God, that we are always and everywhere in that holy presence and of each other. I think recognizing that holiness and connecting with people is so vital. You know, sometimes when I'm in a hurry and when I'm kind of rushing, I don't do enough of that. Or sometimes when I just don't want to take a risk, right? To open myself up to connect. And Friday morning, as I am still fighting a cold, heading to my last day of 5 days in a row leading trainings, I stopped at the pharmacy. And I'm trying to hold back a sneeze right now, so I apologize for that. The pauses. Some days it's yawns, some days it sneezes, but right now it's a sneeze. So I stopped at the pharmacy to pick up some cold medicine, big surprise. And the young woman who was the pharmacist, or at least behind the counter, ringing things up, she had a hijab. She was wearing a hijab. And she also had a really unique kind of garment underneath her, kind of the smock that she was wearing for the pharmacy. It had really nice sort of beaded decorations on the sleeves. And I said salam alaikum, which is, you may very well know, a common greeting in Islam and Arabic. And it got a nice smile to her face. She said it back to me, and that was a kind of a small smile. And then I said something that I had asked a Muslim young man in the training that I was leading just a couple days before. I asked him, I said, "How would you greet someone? How would you wish someone a good or prosperous or beneficial Ramadan, right?" So he told me, and I remembered it, and I took a risk, and I said Ramadan Mubarak, which is what is the greeting, the well wishes, and even a bigger smile came across her face. I mean, I could tell she was surprised that someone who looks like me was going to give her a greeting like that, and that was really cool. And I said, I have great respect for Muslims and for Ramadan. And I said, I don't know if you know this, but Lent and Islam, or Lent and Ramadan, overlap today, this year. A little side note on that, y'all. I was wondering, because Ramadan moves so much through the schedule. I'm sorry, calendar. I'm tired, y'all. I'm tired. Through the calendar, and of course Lent does as well. Have these two ever fully overlapped? Meaning, have they ever started on the same day, so that all of the 28 days, the lunar month of Ramadan, is contained within the 46 days of Lent? And the source that I was looking at said they never have. They never have. They've come close before, maybe by a day or two off, but they never have in this way. So that is pretty amazing. So I shared a little bit with her, and we talked and just chatted for a minute. I was running late, so I needed to get to my training, but it was really cool and very much in that category of surprising a stranger and bringing a smile to their face. So I'm glad I could share that with you. Maybe do that yourself. If you see someone in your day-to-day life who is wearing a hijab, or someone that is Muslim, wish them, salam alaikum is the greeting, and of course, Ramadan Mubarak is the other greeting, the special one. All right, let's take a brief look at Psalm 52. It is a fairly short one. It's actually only 9 verses, so I'll read the whole thing to you. And this one is interesting. Some of the Psalms in the Bible have introductions, little descriptions of traditionally who sang them or the reason they were sung. This one has a fairly detailed one. So I'll read that to you before I read the psalm. This one says, "For the head ceremonial singer, an honor song, a sacred song of much loved one, David, when full of fear, Doeg from the people of Red Earth, Edomites, told man who asked for, Saul, that much loved one, David, had gone to the house of brother of a chief, Ahimelech. So lots of names in there, but basically you're going to see that this is a psalm of contrast, similar to the very first psalm, between the one who does good and follows God and the one who is evil and rejects God. So you'll hear that in these 8 verses, and it's very much like David is in the psalm apparently speaking directly to this Edomite leader. So, full of fear, Doeg, why do you think you are such a brave and mighty warrior when all you can do is brag about the evil you have done against Creator's people? Day after day, you make threats. Your tongue is as sharp as a hunting knife. You love evil more than good and lying more than speaking truth. You love to speak with a twisted tongue and fatally wound others with your words. But the Great Spirit will bring you down for good. He will take hold of you, tear you from your tent, and uproot you from the land of the living. When those with good hearts see this, they will be struck with awe and will laugh at this so-called brave and mighty warrior. Then they will say, take a good long look at this man who, instead of trusting Creator, chose to trust in his many possessions to give him the power to destroy others. As for me, much loved one, I am like a leafy green olive tree growing fruitful in Creator's lodge. All my days I will put my trust in your faithful and true love. I will never stop offering thanks to you for all the things you have done. I will stand with the good-hearted who have put their hope in your name, for your name is good." All right, y'all. So again, that contrast, good and evil, very, very important, I think, especially during this time where we're seeing that so clearly played out in the world stage and the national stage, so very clearly. Well, let's end with a prayer for peace. There's lots of talk about T-Rump, the baby dictator, um, you know, attacking Iran, like seriously pummeling a war in Iran. And let us pray for peace. Let us pray that cooler heads can prevail. Let us pray that the war will not be unleashed. And let us pray for peace, y'all. Pray for the people of Iran. Pray for all of the soldiers in any army who are forced to fight and to kill and to die. Let us pray that the God of peace may be with us all, always, starting with inside of our hearts and radiating out into the world that is nearest to us, and then the world that is well beyond us. All right, y'all, blessing and good. Be bold, be well, hold fast, y'all.